Hi, happy Tuesday. I thought I would go live today and give you a sneak peek into my pantry. I did my refrigerator tour a few months ago, and so this has been on my list, and I've been just waiting for the perfect time to do it until everything was stocked or until I had a perfectly clean house, which is just never going to happen. So I thought I would do that today. So hi to everyone who is joining. We'll get started here in just a quick minute. And we'll go through my pantry. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is turn it over to my pantry and walk through a few things with you. And then if you have any questions on where you get products or links to products, or even like if a certain product in your house, what I think of it, shoot me a direct message, shoot me a picture of a label, and I'm happy to give you my thoughts. But thought I would just show you a sneak peek into a health coach's pantry. Let me flip it around. And so here you go. So here's kind of the main part of my pantry. And we're just gonna kind of start up at the top here. So I always have some bone broth on hand, especially in the fall and the winter when I'm doing a lot of soups and stews, but I love cooking with bone broth. Ideally, I would make my own every time, but let's face it, that's just not going to happen, right? So I buy something that's organic. I like this bone broth. It's kind of better than your traditional broth. Look for no added salt. Epic brand also makes some good bone broth, and it's in the refrigerated section at your grocery store. But it is actually really easy to make your own broth if you have a full chicken. So anyway, these are a lot of just sauces that I have. So I love cooking with Asian flavors. So I've got Thai kitchen curries. I've got the hot chili sauce. I've got sesame oil in here. I like the Annie's brand products. So I've got Worcestershire sauce. And then for something super quick, and it's not probably the cleanest, it's not awful though, I love the Frontera brand sauces for tacos in particular. Let me pull this out here. So it's just this chicken taco skillet sauce. It cooks in 10 minutes, but it has really good flavors, and I don't need to think about pulling out a bunch of seasoning. And my family all loves it. And it's literally usually just onions and meat, and maybe you throw a pepper in, and then you can add whatever sides you want. I've got coconut aminos, of course, because I don't want to run out of those. I've got Primal Kitchen salad dressings, which are my favorite. I love the ranch, the balsamic, lots of good stuff. They're just clean, they're paleo friendly. They're made with cage-free eggs, etc. Organic ketchup for my kiddos. Got some sriracha sauce back there. And then, of course, I have a lot of different protein powders. People are always asking me, what protein powder do you like? And it really depends on what your goals are and also just what you're looking for in a protein powder. So are you vegan? And so if you are, you want or don't eat meat, you're not gonna want the bone broth. But I really like this brand of Ancient Nutrition. It's really clean, whole food supplement. It's bone broth, collagen, which is so good for our skin and our hair and our joints and bones, etc. I like the Perfect Keto brand. You have to buy it online, but I do really like that brand. They have a very high standards when it comes to the manufacturing process and ingredient list. And then this one at the top, this collagen, I got it free on Thrive Market, and you'll hear me talk more about Thrive Market throughout this live video because I shop there all the time and I'm a very big fan. If you drink coffee, I love the Vital Proteins Collagen Creamer. There's good healthy fat, there's protein in this, and you can use it in, you could drink it straight, but it's great in coffee, or I'll make like a matcha latte, and really, really like it. 10 grams of protein. More Perfect Keto collagen protein powder. And then in here, before I actually get started, I just want to give a shout out to my friend Leslie Demuth, who lives in Minneapolis, and she has a business called Simply Organize. And as much as I like to consider myself a pretty organized person, I had her come and clean out my pantry, several areas of my kitchen last year, and it was huge. She organized this whole shelf so that I can see everything. She went to the Container Store and bought containers. She labeled things with her awesome label gun. And it's been amazing. Even my husband was like, wow, this is a huge difference. So if you live in Minneapolis and you think your pantry needs a little help to get it organized, because really if you have a bunch of products but you can't get at them, then they just sit in your pantry, you never use them, and then one day you'll go through it and you'll throw out half the stuff in there and you've just wasted a lot of money. So highly recommend investing in a little bit of time and money up front, and it really makes a huge difference. And that way you can find things, your kids can find things. You'll see as I go through, my kids now know where to put their snacks because it's all labeled. So in here, I've got lots of nut butters. I've talked about the Humble nut butter before. Of course, I've stocked up on their sun-dried basil. I've got, I think, 2.5 jars now. So if you need any, come on over. But this cinnamon superfood almond butter, I bought it online from You Choose Superfoods, and I love it. Obviously, you can read the label here, but this one has some coconut in it and some other superfoods as well. Reishi, ashwagandha, cinnamon, etc. I've got ghee. I love the Nutso brand nut butter too. Buy that on Thrive, of course. I've got from Trader Joe's back there. I've got artichoke hearts. I have roasted peppers, which I buy usually on Thrive Market because the Thrive Market is considerably cheaper than any other store that I shop at. Love Primal Kitchen, like I said before, and so I have his mayo. It's really the only mayo that I buy. I love having just some good wild-caught tuna and salmon on hand so you can easily put together. I love a Mediterranean tuna salad, and I put in roasted tomatoes and olives and artichokes and roasted red peppers. It's really good. Love these roasted tomatoes, speaking. Of course, I found them on Thrive for the first time, and now you can buy them in Whole Foods and co-ops, but again, cheaper to buy them on Thrive Market. But they're amazing in a salad or like a tuna salad or really just eating them plain. They're really good. Greek olives, I always have some of those. Tomato sauce and marinara sauce. This one's from Thrive, but there's some great clean brands out there at Target too. You really just need to look at the label, which I know takes time, but look for added sugar, look for artificial ingredients. Too many ingredients. If there's ingredients on a product and you couldn't create that same product in your kitchen because there's chemicals and artificial ingredients, and I'd put it down and walk away and try to find something else or reach out to me and I can help you find a replacement. Always have a lot of black beans and garbanzo beans on hand for cooking. I stock up usually at Costco. Just make sure it's BPA free. Lined cans, organic if possible, full fat coconut milk, always have it on hand because I love cooking with that. And I like the Native Forest brand. It's organic. It's, like I said, BPA lined cans. I've got pumpkin in here because we are approaching pumpkin season. And you can buy that. I think that this brand, usually even at Costco, they sell it. What else is in here? There's probably a salsa in here. And I love this Green Mountain Gringo. You can buy that at Target too. So lots of canned goods. As you can see, I have a fully stocked pantry here. I've got preserved lemons in the back. But really, if you don't have a lot of fresh produce on hand, but you have a stocked pantry, you can actually do pretty well for yourself. You can make a salad, you can make a Mediterranean salad, you could add tuna to it. You've got healthy fats, you've got some fiber and vitamins all in your pantry. So coming down here, I've got my nuts and seeds, and it's a little out of control right now. I've done a lot of grocery shopping the last couple weeks, kind of getting ready for the school year and trying to get more organized with dinners. And it's a little out of hand, but I have lots of raw and dry roasted nuts and seeds, and I buy a lot of them at Trader Joe's or Thrive Market, but I love Yum butters. I have a cashew butter, and I like that they're reusable. So unlike the Justin's, which I also have down here, that's just kind of a one and done. But with the Yum butter, you can reuse it. So when I go on a trip and I'm gone for a week, I just bring this with me. And then if I don't use it all, I can bring it home. I don't have to throw it away. And then I love these salad toppers from Trader Joe's, and I've been buying them lately, and I've even traveled with them and brought them to restaurants if I go somewhere and I don't like all the toppings that are on and I want to ask for things to be removed, but then it ends up being a boring salad. I just throw on a salad topper, and they're slightly spicy and crunchy. There's nuts in there. There's red pepper. Highly recommend that from Trader Joe's. And then I've got a lot of raw nuts and coconuts all here in glass mason jars, which I love. Ultimately, one day I'll have everything in a glass jar, but it's a work in process. And let's see. Oh, I love the Go Raw brand. And buy these on Thrive Market also. They're sprouted, but they're still raw, and they have a little bit of sea salt. And they're perfect crunch. Either make it with a trail, like make your own trail mix with nuts and maybe a little dried fruit, or throw them on a salad. And I have them the sunflower seeds and also the pumpkin seeds. And of course, have walnuts because those are really high in omega-3s. Dried fruit, just be careful with the dried fruit. I love having it, and I do a lot of baking with dates, but look at your ingredients for added sugar, because a lot of dried fruit has added sugar. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd rather have my added sugar in the form of chocolate or a yummy dessert, not a dried cranberry. Like this Made in Nature brand quite a bit. They make figgy pops, which I know I've shared and talked about before. But I picked these up at Costco just the other day. They're called Razzie Pops. So I don't know if it's just the figgy pops reinvented. There's a couple different ingredients in them, but I do like those. And my daughter loves dried mangoes, so we have those. And then there's some other dried fruit. Again, just watch for added sugar. Raisins are usually fine. There's no added sugar in those because it's dried grapes, which are already sweet. So, but be careful of the blueberries and the cranberries and even the dried bananas, which are sweet. They will have added sugar. Kind of crazy. So down here, I've got some more protein powders. And for my kids, they do dairy, so I buy them Tara's Way. I like that it's grass-fed and it's organic as well. So we have the chocolate and vanilla, and then really like this Macro Life Naturals macro green powder. So my kids throw it in a smoothie. They also just like this with milk, and they'll froth it up, and they think it's their chocolate milk. It's my kids' version of chocolate milk. So we love that. And then this is from Costco, and it's just it's vegan protein with some greens in it. And I'll actually add that to yogurt, which is kind of crazy, I know, but I like to get greens at most of my meals during the day. And that's a good way to get it when you're having like a yogurt parfait in the morning. And then I do like the Orgain organic protein as far as pea protein. And you can buy this everywhere. Some of the others I shared, you do have to buy online for the most part, but this is a pretty good one, and I like this for baking. So if I'm gonna make protein balls or make baked goods and I'm gonna throw in some protein powder, I'll often use this, and I'll have it in chocolate and vanilla. And then we have my maca powder, throw that in some smoothies, and then just some different vitamins that are the kids. And then I recently found this Suncor Foods brand, and I know I've made a couple things that I've posted on my stories with this dragon fruit super juice powder, and so I really like that. It's just a beautiful color, and so why not make your food more fun in using natural ingredients, not artificial. And then I bought their butterfly pea powder as well, which is super fun. And they have lots of great other products as well. And then here's some new ones that I bought from, I think I just shared the almond butter that I bought, but it's this You Choose superfood, and it's this energy blend, and there's all these superfoods in there. No other fillers, it's just that. And basically they're making it easy to create a delicious smoothie with lots of superfoods without opening up 5 to 10 different bags or jars in the morning when you're trying to make your smoothie and get out the door. So I've been really happy with these so far. I've used them a couple times. And then my kids have, these are the to-go snacks and bars that are so nicely labeled, thanks to Leslie. And a ton of different snack options in here that are perfect for like a school snack, or, you know, my kids just want a snack in a package sometimes, and they're not always gonna take carrots and hummus with them on the go. So we've got these little beef sticks, buy these at Target. I just tried these Larabar kid bars, which is like a little brownie bite, and they like those. There's Trader Joe's sells these great packets of the raw or dry roasted almonds and cashews. We love Made Goods. I love these Enlightened brand fava beans. We buy these rice rollers from Costco. I recently bought all these Enjoy Life little products and chewy bars, which, you know, every kid at school has got some sort of bar, granola bar, and my kids are usually the ones that don't have that very often. So I feel pretty good about giving them these. And let's see, I like the Warrior, they're the Health Warrior pumpkin seed bars. This one's chocolate. There's also a honey. And there's no nuts in them, so if you're avoiding nuts or you have allergies in your house, this is a great product. And there's still, you know, a fair amount of protein and some good healthy fats in them. And then I just picked these up last night at Home Goods, random. I go in there for mason jars and I end up with plantain chips, but rarely do I see them in the little pouches. So my kids were super excited to take these for their snack today. And then we love Half Pops, bought those on Thrive as well. I picked this up at, I think it was Target recently, and they're really good. They're just coconut, and then there's just a little bit of like maple syrup and vanilla. And then what else? And then I recently bought these Ona protein bars from Thrive, and I've purchased the cookies before, and I really like them. Haven't tried this yet. I'll let you know what I think about it, but I like the brand. I love the mission, clean ingredient list, so I'm very optimistic that I will like those too. And then in here, we've got cereal. And so people ask me all the time about cereal. I was actually just doing a client grocery store tour this morning. And, you know, the thing about cereal is my kids only like a couple different kinds. And even though I experiment and buy different ones, they tend to go back to the same three, which is a Cheerio. And I just buy a brand that's non-GMO and that's organic and usually from Thrive or Whole Foods or the Co-op. And then the one go-to is grape nuts. And, you know, it's really basic. It occupies the smallest amount of shelf space. I get worried that they're not going to carry it one day at Target. But it's super clean. There's about 3, maybe 4 ingredients. It's probably the highest protein cereal. It doesn't get soggy in your milk, and my kids will eat it in yogurt, and they'll also just plain with milk. And I feel pretty good when they have that with some full-fat milk and fruit. You know, it's a quick breakfast when they need to get out the door. At least they have what they need to function and do well in school. And then this brand I buy on Thrive as well. I make brown rice crisp, little kind of faux Rice Krispie treats, if you will, using just 3 ingredients. Or they eat those plain. We have oats, not quick oats, but the old-fashioned oats to make oatmeal. I love this granola. It's from Costco, and I was there the other day, and they didn't have it, and I'm really sad that they're going to stop carrying it like they did a few months ago. But it's paleo. It's very clean. But I also like the Purely Elizabeth grain-free granola as well. And then another Go Raw product. This is good with a little milk if you want something sweet. Let's see. And then down here, it's a little out of control because like I said, I've been shopping way too much lately. But lots of Good Bean products because I love those, and all their different flavors are really delicious. The summer salts are great because they're completely nut-free and there's protein in them, and they have a clean ingredient list. More plantain chips. I love the Buja peas. They're crunchy seasoned, great on its own, mixed with nuts or on a salad. We've got popcorners here. These I picked up at my local farmer's market. They're Pop Lotus. Really yummy. I like this brand, Plant Snacks. It's cassava root chips, and I got these free when I made a purchase a few months ago from Thrive Market. That's the one thing I like about Thrive. They're always running specials, and I get all kinds of free products that then I decide if I like, and like these, now I buy them all the time. Simple Mills is, of course, in our house, and I'll show you a few different products, but here you go if you've never seen them. They sell just the sea salt crackers at Costco, and so we always have those, and they're filled up in this container here. We've got popcorn, just organic bulk popcorn that we'll use to make. And then because it's s'more season, or still s'more season, we've got graham crackers, and I always buy the Organis or something of the equivalent without artificial ingredients. And then here's sort of the overflow. I have a whole area in my mudroom that I put a bunch of products that don't fit into my smaller pantry here. And so, again, more Simple Mills products. They've got cookies, just got these recently, Enjoy Life. If you're looking for an Oreo for your kids and you don't want all the artificial ingredients and coloring and high fructose corn syrup, I like the Newmans, so this is a little bit of a treat for us. And then from dark chocolate, I mean, I love the Primal chocolate. You buy these on Thrive Market also. Really, really good. So they're paleo friendly. They're made with coconut sugar. I always have lentils, lots of varieties of lentils. More made goods. If you haven't tried Unreal candy, you need to. Again, you can buy it on Thrive. They sell it at Whole Foods. These are the dark chocolate almond butter cups. They have peanut butter cups, and they have like a M&M version as well. Again, it's still sugar. It's a treat, but it's without all the crap that's in most candy out there. And then I love the Go Raw brand. I have a lot of these products, but this is super raw chocolate. It's just the cocoa and agave. And it's non-GMO, and they're in individual little like bite-sized chunks, and they have 30 calories and 3 grams of sugar. So if you eat a couple of those at night, you will feel great and you won't feel guilty. I love Bubba's Fine Foods. Unfortunately, they're kind of hard to find. I first found them in Jackson over a year ago, and unfortunately, I have to order them. But they're really good. They're savory, and they're like a savory banana chip with nuts, and they're amazing seasoning. Highly recommend checking them out. And then Trader Joe's now has this gluten-free crisp bread. They're really good. Really, really good. I love those. More Buja peas. I think we've talked about most of this stuff. And then baking. I've got lots of different flours and that I use for various baking and cooking. Coconut sugar. I love the Enjoy Life brand. These are, made without all the common allergens. So we eat these all the time. There's mini chocolate chips and chocolate chunks. And then I recently found this 85% cacao bittersweet chips that I found on Thrive Market. And I really like these just because there's even less sugar. And they're also made without soy and dairy and egg and wheat and gluten and all that good stuff. More Simple Mills products, can't get enough of this. So my daughter can make these all by herself. So she'll make the muffins and the cupcakes. And like I said, they're clean, great mission, super clean ingredient list, very low sugar. You can feel good about that. And then your kids can bake themselves, which I like. More nuts, I buy a lot of nuts, like I said, at Trader Joe's and online. This is just kind of extra stuff that I have that I don't have room for in my pantry. And then when it comes to pastas, I love the Banza pastas because they're made from chickpeas. There's like just a couple ingredients and there's so much protein. I mean, 25 grams of protein per serving. That's a ton. And then the Seeds of Change rice packets are a lifesaver. I use them at least once a week, 90 seconds in the microwave and you're done. And then I bought different like lentil pastas, and then Trader Joe's makes the sprouted organic California rice that I really like because it's a combination of different blends and it's just a little bit more interesting than regular brown rice. And then I found these at my local co-op and they're so good. All my kids liked them. I mean, they're addicting. So it's just a great clean ingredient list. Again, it's still a snack. It's still, you know, a packaged processed food, but it's much, much better than say Cheez-Its. So that's why I like that. And then we'll just head over here, let's see, into my pantry where I keep all my spices and oils. I know that's a common question. I love avocado oil, obviously extra virgin olive oil. I cook with ghee, sometimes red palm oil, sesame oil. If you're looking for a substitution for any sort of corn oil or vegetable oil, because you want to swap out and get rid of some of those inflammatory oils, I recommend, like for high heat, grapeseed oil. Coconut oil is good as well. Just make sure it's unrefined. Sesame oil. We got lots of hot sauces going on here. We like to cook, and when we travel, a lot of times we buy different local hot sauces, so we'll collect those over time. And then vinegars, obviously balsamic vinegar, champagne vinegar. I have white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, white balsamic vinegar, apple cider vinegar in a huge jar because I use this probably daily. I put it in a smoothie, and I also put it in kind of a sweeter tea that I make, and it's really good. And then here's, oh, I'm so excited about this, the spice drawer that I recently redid just a couple weeks ago, and I got all these bottles. I have more containers. I have room for more spices than I ever did because I have all uniform containers that I can read from the top and not, you know, pick up and put down and try to figure out where everything is. So that was super exciting. I bought those jars on Amazon. Message me if you want a link to it because I think I bought like 5 different sets. And then just some more pastas and grains, and I like to put stuff in separate containers. I always have brown rice and quinoa, millet, farro, bulgur, got rice noodles, lots of good stuff. And then obviously I keep all my onions and garlic down here, and then I have sweet potatoes in the back, lots of teas. And then I thought I would just show a lot of people have questions about bread, and I always usually have like a sourdough bread for my kids that I buy at a co-op or at a local bakery. And then from like a sandwich bread standpoint, I love Angelic Bakehouse. I like sprouted grain bread. Like I said, I don't do the gluten, but at the same time, my kids still do. And this is good sprouted grain products. Just given the process to make the bread, it has more nutrients. And a lot of people that are gluten sensitive are able to digest sprouted grains over just traditional whole grains, at least how they're made here. And then I found these today at my co-op. It's a local baker, but it's naturally fermented and milled from a local whole grain. I think this is going to be really good. And I'm going to actually try this rye bread because I think that may not bother me. So, and then I have from like pizza. Tonight we're just going to do pizza. And I'm going to do a cauliflower crust, and my kids will do this Angelic Bakehouse. It's sprouted grain and it's pizza. And it's great. They love it. It's super easy to make. And then I buy their hamburger rolls and hot dog rolls. And then of course I just have the fruits and vegetables that are out on the counter that aren't refrigerated. And then I bought these cute bowls the other day at Costco, and there were like 6 of them for I think $15. And then I just put some of my fruits and vegetables that I don't refrigerate in them, and it looks a little better than the container I used to have. And of course, lots of avocados. So anyway, just wanted to share what's in my pantry. If you have any questions, message me. Like I said, shoot me a picture. If you have a label that you're wondering, is it a good product to buy something, message me and let me know. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any products that you like and you'd like to share with me, new products, I'm always open to find and try something out. So send me a note. Hope you're having a good day.